Hi, this is Jerry from MyPRGenie, and today I'm going to show you how to use MyPRGenie's media database. MyPRGenie's database has over 540,000 global press contacts that you can target to send your releases to. So before we begin, let me just run down the process of uploading a press release. You can see I'm logged in and I have a premium account. So I'm just going to go to my releases and go as if I'm publishing a press release. This is a draft and I'm just going to click publish. So once you get to the distribution page, you can see with the premium account you already have distribution. If you have a basic or pro account, you'll be able to add the distribution for a per release basis cost. So here, when I choose who will it go to, I can either have MyPRGenie generate a custom list for me, and that will automatically send it out to my contacts. Or I can do select custom media lists. I can also add my own personal contacts. If I add my own contacts, I can choose lists I've already made, but I don't have any lists. So I can individually add people, or I can upload an Excel document. You can see we tell you how to do so. So if I want to choose the custom list I've already made on MyPRGenie or want to make more right now, this is all I have to do. And this is kind of neat. You see these top 3 lists. These are ones I've had MyPRGenie generate for me. And if I just want to add these lists, we'll do add selected lists. Okay. And it just shows you how many counts are in each. Again, clicking proceed sends it out. But I'm going to open the media database in a new full window. Now you can always begin creating your media lists before you compose a release, before you have a newsroom. Really there's no limit on when you can start. So I'm going to show you the different ways you can call up a list. And I'm showing you advanced search right now, just because it gives you some options. So here you can see I can search keyword, the name of the person, the role, and I usually use this when I'm looking for bloggers or online only. You can see program director, editor, reviewer, booker. It really depends on what you're trying to target. The type of outlet, which is the beat that they cover. So this is really good if you know you want to be in a newspaper, a magazine, on a radio show, television program, etc. If you leave it blank, it's going to just search everything. But you see they're checkboxes. So subject is the one I always recommend using at least. And that's because all the contacts in our database are sorted by what subjects they cover. So if I want to search multiple ones, I can just check it off. You can see this is a pretty comprehensive list, like all these different cultural categories. So just for today's example, let's choose, it's tough. Let's do government. We'll do general government and maybe government legislation. Frequency, if you're targeting a specific frequency outlet, like maybe Business Daily, you would check it off or leave it blank. And then you can filter by geography. So you can search by the location of the outlet or contact, so their city, their state or province, or you can even search just by country. So if I wanted just U.S. and Canada, or maybe specific countries, I can check them off. If I leave it blank, it's going to search everybody. So let's do a global search on government and government legislation. So that loaded pretty quickly. We have 26,611 results. Now, what I can do is select all, and I can add them to a new list, and I would just title whatever I want the list to be. If I already had a government list, I can either overwrite it or I can add to the list. And we have those options because our database frequently updates. We license it from PR Newswire, and so it's always good to periodically update your lists. Another option is to export. So that will save all their contacts, all the information we see here in a CSV Excel file. I can also invite these journalists to be fans of any of my newsrooms. So another thing I really want to point out is you'll see all these links here, and those are as if you're calling a new search. So if I'm searching government and government legislation, and I see, let's see, party politics, and I find that's interesting to what I'm going to send my release about, I can select it, and it will be as if I'm calling up a search with this subject. And if I had parameters such as location, that would say stay active. And if I want to find more about an outlet, I just click. You can see they prefer email. It's a monthly magazine. If I want to know who else works for there, I can see here. So you can really sort through and really target who you're sending to. Another interesting fact, which I like to tell people, is they'll always say, hey, Jerry, do you have such and such contact? And I'll check for them, but another way to get around that if you don't have a MyPRGenie account is to use our little search bar. Now, of course, you're not going to get all their contact information, but you can certainly check it out. So if I search New York Times, you can see here, and I'll get a result, and I can filter it by journalists, and then it will pull it up. So if you're curious about MyPRGenie and you are interested in a premium account or using the database, you can search our checkbox. And you don't even need to be logged in. Like if I was searching for Barbara Gaines, I can even just type an outlet name, and you'll see the different contact info we have. So that's one little sneaky, cheaty way to do it. Okay, so say we go back to our media database and we send out our press release. I'm going to actually open up one of these lists just to show you what it looks like. And it's very similar. We'll have all their name, their emails, phone numbers, city, state, country, or province, and the subjects they cover as well as their role. So you'll usually see news desks first. That's not uncommon. And then you'll start seeing the names, their outlet, and etc., their contact info and what they cover. If you want to sort it, you're looking for someone specifically in your list, you can do it. And here's another way to export. So if you send out your lists, your press releases to those lists, it can be a press release or a blog release, you want to track who's viewing it. So you sent them out, and now we're going to go to our analytics. And first we'll select which newsroom we want to view these for. Now the web analytics are going to show you how many unique visitors you get each month. By default, we selected the newsroom, so we're looking at the newsroom stats. We can see what country, the source, and how many times they viewed it. If we want to narrow it down to press releases, we can do that, same with blogs, photos, videos, and of course the MyPRGenie app stats. And then if we want to see who's viewing the emails that we sent to the contacts through MyPRGenie's database. And so I have an example open. I think it was, which one here? Let's see, October. I think it was this one, Valuable Tools. So when you click the stats, you'll see some general information at first, which is how many people it sent to, how many viewed it, and a view rate. Now my goal is always to get around 10%. And here you can see we met that goal, and it just tells you where their location was when they viewed it. And then a little pie chart. Some pie charts are a lot more colorful than this, but this one's actually pretty good if it's mostly US for us. We actually do have the ability to check what the working language is of each media contact. I usually don't do that because I'm usually in a rush when I send out my releases. So if I want to know who these people are, I can click Download Media List as a CSV. And that will generate an Excel list very similar to this one, where I can actually see a live updating list of who's viewing my press release and when. And this is a great way to do follow-up. We're giving you a whole list of leads. So you'll see their first and last name, their outlet, the circulation of their outlet, their phone number, their email, their country, and the date they viewed your release. And this will live update. So you'll see if there's more people viewing it 2 months down the line, the names will be at the bottom. So to get the most updated list, you just keep downloading this. And you can download it for each release or blog post you send out. Similarly, when you export contacts from the media database, you can also download an Excel list as well. So this was MyPRGenie's tutorial on our media database. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jerry from MyPRGenie.